If I was 21 or 25 years old and I had the knowledge that I have today, how do I deal with young people? Being young is good. You get that good feeling that you're on top of the world. You get that good feeling that the world is under your control, and what bothers you is how your peers think about you. What bothers you is, do you have the money to live? And of course, this leads you into many, many bad things. My experience in the university is that many young people who come out of the villages get completely off their track, and they get into groups which influence them to do drugs. Girls, you find that some of them get involved in relationships just for the money. I know in my experience I've found girls who are looking for an iPhone, and they go out to dead men who can give the iPhone. Not because of love, but because peer influence. She must own an iPhone, and this takes them into this. So if I was 21 or 25 and I had the knowledge that I have, I would be an advocate for change for youth. I would first of all say youth must participate in decisions that affect them. Youth must participate in leadership, so that you create a responsibility, a sense of responsibility among young people. That can they identify the problems? They themselves, can they identify the problems as young people who are leading others? So what are the problems that afflict society? So if I could get the young people involved into problem identification through leadership, it is something that I want to do. I would want to train them in leadership. I would want them to be leaders. I would want them to understand the problems society has. For instance, unemployment is a major problem. What causes it? And what are the consequences? Unemployment is caused by simply lack of jobs in the economy. And the consequence is poverty. And these two are related. To remove poverty, you must give them an income. To give them an income, you must give them something to do. So how can the young people participate in finding the solutions to the unemployment problem in any country where they are? And do they have capacity to do it? Because some of these are ideological issues, ideological questions that you need to answer. So I would get young people involved in leadership. If I was 21 again, I would be an advocate for, first of all, education for everybody at all levels, especially the young ones. In this country, we have nursery, primary, secondary. I would say let everybody have the minimum is secondary education. I would argue for A-level, but O-level for the start is good enough. Let nobody in this country have education less than O-level. Because once you get them to that level, then you've given them a new perspective of things. They start seeing things differently. They understand a little bit of science. They understand a bit that you must be to create things. They start honing their creativity abilities. So how take everybody to school? More so the girl child. One of the problems of African countries, one of the problems Uganda has is too many people around without a plan. Too many people around with a plan is not a big problem. But when you have all these idle people walking in the streets of Kampala, anywhere in towns in this country, you have a problem. You have potential for social unrest simply because you have idle minds. When you have girls delivering babies when they are 14, 13, 15 years old, it's a problem. By the time they are 20, they have 3 children. By the time they are 30, they have children who are bearing other children. This country cannot grow like that. You are creating poverty, massive poverty. keep girls in school, you will be able to address the issue of a growing population that is poor. A population that is growing, they normally talk about the population dividend, that if you have many people around, it's good for the economy, they can purchase a lot. But if they are poor and uneducated, they are really a burden. So I would put the girl child in school, put emphasis on the girl child in school. Even those who make mistakes and get pregnant, take them back to school. As long as the girls are in school, they're not going to get pregnant. You know? But if they are not in school, they are in their villages, they mature, sex is a natural demand. And as they, at the age of puberty, they start having the need for sex. And if that need is uncontrolled, if that need is when they go to meet boys as they go to the well to collect water, if that need is when they come from the market together selling things and they're making fun together with boys, they're going to have sex. And the consequence is unwanted children. Or, even if they are wanted, when two of you are poor, you know what you're doing. You are adding to the burden of how you live. So I would keep girls in school. If I was 21 or 25 with the knowledge that I have, I would be campaigning against alcoholism and drug abuse. Because there are two things that are expensive and they create other consequences. Somebody who is using drugs, when they don't have drugs, they'll do anything, including killing people. We have a group of young people in Iganga town who are helping others to get off the street. And they will tell you, they will strangle people to get a phone off them. You can sell that phone and use it the money to buy drugs. So I would be somebody who is campaigning for, say no to drugs, say no to drugs. Possibly for alcohol, maybe, okay, the age 18 years old is okay. But it doesn't work in the villages. It doesn't work when people are drinking kudwaraj. The people selling kudwaraj want the money. And whoever goes there, people can buy it. And at times, people send young people to go and buy them a bottle of kudwaraj. So, if I knew what I know now and I was that age, I would be a campaigner for end drug abuse and alcohol abuse. If I was 21 or 25 years again, I would be a big advocate for planning people's careers, getting people into business startup, because you are looking for incomes. Entrepreneurship creates incomes. It creates value. So I would be saying to people, yes, you really want to be able to succeed, go out there, start a business. And I would be supporting something like that. So the youth in our countries are getting involved into crime, unwanted pregnancies, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, simply because they lack direction. And we as the leaders should be able to touch them and say, this is the direction that we need to go. If we don't say anything, anything can happen. But let us deliberately say things to the young people so that we can safeguard their future. Join us again as we talk about youth.